any news that you find the most astounding these days that you would want to share with us about
Oh,
lifelong learning?
yeah, we have a very what do you call excited moment in Thailand right now.
Oh,
It's actually
really?
happened since March, okay, up until now, because the government announced our first time Learning Promotion Act 2023.
What? It's an act now. So
Yes,
the
yes,
government put,
yes, yes.
wow.
We in 2008 we have non-formal and informal education act, but then we now what do you call no more of that act, but they announced the new one, which is the improvement of that act. Okay, and this is the first time in our country that they talk directly or use the word learning, yeah, not education.
Well, do you want to talk about more about this news? Because not, no,
Yep,
I'll be
not
real and
many
say that.
information in English now, but I can share with you and all the audience.
Absolutely. Wow.
Actually, okay, let me. It's called the Learning Promotion Act, okay, 2023. Uh, and it's as I mentioned, improve the previous one, okay. Um, uh, Non-formal and informal education act 2008, and this learning promotion act aim to um, develop people to have, let's say, complete physical, mental, and intellectual right, and to know their right along with their duty and responsibility toward themselves, their family, community, society, and the nation. And normally in the previous days, okay, in Thailand, we will have three educational system, right? Formal education, non-formal education, and informal education. But right now, we divided our area differently. Okay, so there are three areas of learning promotion. First one we call lifelong learning. The second one is learning for self-development. And the last one would be learning for qualification according to level. Okay, so it in the sense it looks the meaning or definition or the explanation of each area uh, similar. Okay, let's say similar to the previous one. For example, learning for qualification would be formal education, right? And learning for self-development, it's more like a informal learning, right? Non-formal learning, and lifelong learning is more like the informal learning. And the office who taking care of this activity, in the previous day we call non-formal and informal education office, right? The office of the promotion of non-formal and informal education in Ministry of Education. But now they enhance their what they uplifted, right? Their role and responsibility to become Department of Learning Promotion. So bigger and
Now,
have,
yes, the
yeah,
department, it's expanding
sure.
now.
That's right, and they have their freedom to create activity to promote lifelong learning for people, and this act would also it also mentioned uh, something in terms of the decentralization. Okay, not the government are not only the main mechanism, but they have to work with the community or local authority. Okay, even local wisdom teacher, learning center or something like that to help people with this lifelong learning. Yeah, just a bit of information. Okay,
That's great information, actually. Not
very
many,
excited, huh?
very exciting because we don't see this news every day. We don't we don't have a learning promotion act every day. It's a really long process. I can imagine the work behind this act is a really, it's a long years of
Yes, yes,
researching, of recommending, of suggesting, testing again in
yes.
order to develop and to, how should I say this, to develop and to expand the old one so that
Yes.
the new one will become better and more beneficial for the society.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is, and there's one small detail that you mentioned when you were uh, informing me the news, that
Mm-hmm.
the this act touch a little bit about the mental side of the mental health. I hope that I am understanding that
Yeah.
correctly, that it touches also the mental health side of the individuals, of the learners, of the workers, which I remember back in Southeast Asia, we don't talk about our mental health and our emotions a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for this government act to touch more into this mental health side of the society, I feel like it's a really big
Yeah. Yeah.
leap for everyone. Wow.
Right. This
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 will,
this this is also another area for lifelong learning. Okay. Normally we understand that the benefit of lifelong learning will be in for people fulfillment, right?
right.
And then for academic purposes, right? But then after COVID-19, to lifelong learning is very important for well-being, create well-being as well. Yeah.
Right, well-being.
Or healthy society or
Or
something like that.
healthy,
Yeah.
yes, or healthier society.
Right.
Do you think
Right.
that we will, by doing this, you know what, the world have this happiness index where they
Mm,
measure the
mm,
happiness of each country.
mm,
I remember that we don't have that really high happiness index
mm,
for
mm,
many years in Southeast Asia.
mm,
Do you think that with this act, I say that it might be an average step because it
mm-hmm.
only touches small. It was just only a small details in mental health. But do you think that this would increase our happiness index in Southeast Asia, perhaps?
Yes, for sure. Because once people have learning opportunities, that will open the world for them, not to
Of the world.
only, yes, to develop themselves, but be able to help each other, especially people in their family. And if they are able enough, they can also, yes, help their community.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Absolutely love that idea. Do you think now this question was sort of out of nowhere, but do you think that we, Southeast Asia, have opened our doors enough so that
Mm.
chances from the Western world would flood it in? Do you think that we are open enough yet, or we still need to open more?
It's been, yeah, we are very we are very very open for the Western concept, but it's difficult to apply it in our own context. Okay, so I understand each government or each country they try to balance that.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so even though there are many good strategy or policy from
Right.
out there, but you cannot bring those to your own country and develop your own people because they are different. Okay,
Oh, they're
learning
different.
style, yeah, or even their needs and problem are different. So I would suggest to start with our own people. Yes,
Yes,
to
I think
understand their need and problem, or even their readiness. Okay, and then you can apply the concept later. But it would be nice to let's say what you say, curate or
curate,
tailor,
yes.
yeah, or
Tailor to
tailor your
our
activity,
society.
yeah, based
Yes,
on your people. Yes,
yes. It's globalization at with a cap.
yeah,
Globalization
yeah.
with a
You be
limit on it.
careful, and yeah, it's very something that you have to be aware of it. Okay.
Yes, yes. Especially these, I mean, the trend has been going on years already about the globalization, but people have been debating about that. Whether if we are globalizing too much, too little, is there
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
Goldilocks point? Well, that is actually a really good news and a really good in depth about doing research about lifelong learning. Now we moving on onto you as a member of ASEM about your I should say that. How did you find ASEM? How did you know about ASEM? Because we will talk about you were touch a little about international organizations and international reports. How did you find ASEM, Lifelong Learning Hub?
They actually reached me, but I heard about the association for long, okay, and I know many people, many member of the ASEM Lifelong Learning Hub, okay, but to be able to be the coordinator of the research network 6 in Learning City, Learning Region, this is the first time, okay, so I understand that the chair, right, Professor Simus and the team, yeah, probably see my name, okay, and my study in learning society development. So yeah, they came to me and asked me to be part of the
Oh,
team. Yeah,
oh, I'm so glad that we found you. I'm just saying that.
thank
I'm so
you.
glad we found you. And
Yes, but
why?
I have learned, but I have known several people like Professor Yukiko in many international
Yes, she's
conference. Yeah,
the professor from Japan.
from
I would love
Japan,
to.
right,
I would
right,
love
right.
to know her a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I have never talked to her, but one day I hope. Oh, but
Key
you
person.
in person, you know Professor Yukiko. Have you ever been in contact with her or?
Yeah, I met her several times for the UNESCO conference and also
Oh, okay.
in Beijing. Yeah, for yeah lifelong learning and adult education conference. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is she the reason why you accept the invitation to ASEM, or or do you have any other reason?
At first, I have no idea with the members. Yeah, the name of the
Oh,
members. But yeah,
okay.
I just see the research network in Learning City and Learning Regions, and I think this is very important topic. Yes. Yeah.
It's truly an important one.
Yeah, when you talk about lifelong learning promotion, there are only two ways, okay, to do that.
Yeah,
You create the activity and work with people directly, right? Or you create the environment,
you
which
create
means
the
the city,
environment.
yeah, which means
Yes,
the city, the society, or the community to help people become lifelong learners. Yes.
yes.